the trek. My name is Jessica Poppy, and wowee am I so excited to finally be filming this introduction video for you guys. So I'm just gonna jump right in and tell you guys why I am so excited. Myself, as well as thousands of other hopefuls out there, are going to be attempting a through hike of the Appalachian Trail. And so for friends and family out there, if you don't know what that is the trail that starts in Springer Mountain and goes all the way up to Mount Katahdin in Maine. And if you're keeping track, that's about 2,192 miles. So with that being said, I wanted to give you guys a quick introduction about myself and where I come from and what led me to choosing this crazy goal. So again, my name is Jessica Poppy. I'm 29 years old. I was born and raised in a small town, kind of, called Palm Bay, Florida, on the east coast of Florida. Growing up, I was super active. I loved being outside. I loved dancing. I loved cheerleading. I was awful at softball, but I loved getting outside and I loved being a part of a team and I loved working really hard. So yeah, and then jump ahead a couple years to my middle school years, and they were definitely rough around the edges. I fell into bad habits early on. Any team that I tried out for in middle school, I did not make. I tried out for track team, I tried out for cheerleading team, and I didn't make any of them. I definitely felt like an outsider. You know, I had a couple friends here and there, but I fell into really bad habits early on. I picked up smoking cigarettes when I was in middle school, was really looking for an outlet to improve my life. So that's where high school came in. High school was the best 4 years of my life. I am so thankful for my high school friends and my high school environment. I went from not having really that many friends and being a very disturbed child to blossoming into the captain of our dance team. We were national champions and state champions. We traveled all over the place to compete, and I got really good grades. I was super focused. I had, a high school sweetheart boyfriend. We ended up moving in together. Like, my life was so great during high school. That was in 2009. So 2010 and 11 were again pretty rocky as I was learning to find my own as I'm adulting, and now I'm out of, the high school life. So I didn't know what to do for fitness. Here I was the high school dance team captain, super fit and, loved being active. And then now here I am 20 and 21, and I can't be a high school dancer for the rest of my life. I didn't know what to do. Again, fell into bad habits. I picked up smoking again. Both of my grandparents passed away in 2011, 2 weeks and 2 days apart from each other. It was a really, really hard time. The high school boyfriend that I had, we ended up splitting ways. I started drinking really heavily. I gained the most weight that I ever had in my entire life. I had no idea what path I wanted to go on. After a couple more failed relationships between 2010 to 2012-13, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was the heaviest I ever was. I knew nothing about nutrition. I didn't even know how to even work out at the gym. I decided to get my act together, and I really, really needed to find something to put my efforts into. So that's when school came again in my life, and I decided to get an Associate's of Science degree in sports medicine and fitness technology. At this point, I was already a nursing assistant. I had actually got that back in high school. So I was doing this off and on while working at a local bar, which was not great for my mental state at the time. So after finishing my Associate's of Science degree, I knew a lot about health and fitness. I knew how to feed my body properly, and I decided to go ahead and try my bet at competing in a bodybuilding show. So I ended up losing around 30 pounds in about 3 months, which definitely was not the healthiest, but for stage, that's what you got to get done. So I lost a lot of weight. I looked the best I had ever looked. Doing those shows really taught me a lot about myself, about dedication, and how to focus every day in and out on that one goal. It taught me how to be confident and how to believe in myself in order to achieve this goal that I wanted. But with the positives of that, the negatives come as well. I developed a mild eating disorder. I was obsessed so obsessed and selfish with my physique that I shunned everyone away in my life. I did not have a stable relationship that whole entire time from around 2015 to 2016, 17. I was the word obsessed about how I looked and how many Instagram followers I had, and being an influencer to all these people and how to live a healthy lifestyle, when in reality I was living a lie and I felt awful. I was dizzy all the time. I was just focused on having a shredded cut six pack versus living life and experiencing life. So that's when 2016, 2017 came around, and I found the sport of obstacle course racing. And it is my life, you guys. I'm getting teary. So OCR, obstacle course racing, is my life. It is now my career. I'm really passionate about OCR, as you can tell. Obstacle course racing saved my life, you guys. For those of you who don't know what it is, an endurance event that helps push you to your limits and helps you break through mental and physical barriers in order to get through these obstacles. So the one that I work for is the best in the world. It is called Savage Race. We put on 13 different events a year, and I'm very, very thankful and lucky that I get to work with them and I get to travel the country and do what I love. So meeting all of these amazing people for the past 4 years, 5 years has really, really, really helped me get out of my comfort zone. And it's taught me to fuel my body for performance and not just for physique and how you look up on a stage that you're getting judged at like you would at a bodybuilding show. It helps you, get through those barriers. And I really feel that this preparation is really what I need in order for my success on the Appalachian Trail this year. I have done countless different OCRs all over the world, actually. I've qualified in the OCR World Championships 2 years in a row. I went to Canada to compete in my age group, and as well in London to compete in my age group in 2018. So I just am so thankful for this sport, and it has led me into actually competing countless half marathons. I've done one full marathon on a road race, and I actually just completed my first 50K ultra marathon. And in order to say that about myself, when I was dieting for bodybuilding shows, I felt like I couldn't even run a 5K without wanting to be in pain or to feel dizzy and flop over. So I'm just super thankful that I found all my friends, and now that they're basically like my family. So that leads me now to why the Appalachian Trail. With everything that I've said, I love the outdoors. I really feel like my mental state and my fitness levels can certainly handle it. I've been through a lot, obviously a lot more that I'm gonna put out on YouTube, and I've really been through a roller coaster with my life. I'm 29 years old, and I've had 2 grandparents pass away. 2019, guys, was probably one of my worst years, in a very long time. I lost my dog. He was my absolute best friend. His name is Homie. He is a Chihuahua Dachshund, and I loved him so much. He was the closest thing to me as a son was, and I lost him very tragically, and so that eats at me every day. So while still trying to process my dog's passing, someone did help me out a lot. My boyfriend is the love of my life, and sadly at the end of last year, him and I split ways. And never say never, but it's one of those things I just really need to find myself right now, and I really have to focus on my own commitment to myself. Him and I had gotten RV middle of last year, and we were able to travel the country, and I was able to day hike on the Appalachian Trail, and it really solidified my passion for the outdoors and to get out there. And tell me how every time I stepped foot on that trail, I didn't want to go back home. I just wanted to keep walking. I certainly have a never quit attitude, and anytime I had to get off the trail, I felt incomplete because I knew that there was so much more out there. Because just as I wouldn't just up and quit during the middle of a race or a marathon or an OCR, you know, I just keep going. But this time, my start and my finish line is over 2,000 miles away. So I'm really excited to bring you guys along with me. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. And you guys can follow me on Instagram at Taps and Trail. And I'll be posting on there as well as on here on YouTube for you guys. And you can expect some gear update videos from me, gear shakedown videos. I have a really awesome trip planned to Big Bend National Park, as well as through hiking the Ocean to Lake section down here in the Florida Trail. It's about 63 miles. It's still considered a through hike, okay? And yeah, so you guys can follow me on there, and check you later.